Hi, welcome. Happy Women's Month. Before the guys start running, come back, come back. You have sisters, you have mothers, you have aunties. Don't run. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm shooting this on a Friday. It is hot here in Uganda. If you're in a place where the weather is not as friendly, this is just to say, be jealous, okay? We have the best weather. And this is also me to plug that please come see my country. I know it's hard and it's a couple of vaccines and COVID tests, but it doesn't hurt to come see the beautiful, wonderful Uganda. So anyway, it's Women's Month. I know I wasn't able to come back here on Women's Day and give you a message, but I've been sort of living life on the whim, living life how I feel, which is a good thing. You should try it too. So anyway, I enjoyed Women's Day. Look how stunning I looked. Yes, I am blowing my own trumpet. Anyway, that was at the Beryl Couture Women's Day event. My friend Anita Beryl, yeah, I know, you all know her now, through a Women's Day event. She's done this before. I think the year before it was really for women who work in our places of convenience, janitors, and she brought them and showed them a different life and said, what if I gave you a day of a full makeover? Treated like a princess, how would you feel? So she did that the year before, and this year it was about her circle, really, women in pretty much the same sector, entertainment, fashion, and the whole likes, coming together and just sharing how do you choose to challenge yourself and other people. And it was just bellissimo. It was so beautiful. Let me tell you something about Anita. When she throws anything pink, that's the color of choice. There was no way we're going to have monochrome, nothing. So it was pink in a beautiful way, and the cause we all got to donate to was to save Rebecca Naiga, who I've put the details here just in case you are in Uganda or wherever you are and you're able to donate, please do. I know one of the influencers and on-air personalities, Judithiana, is running this campaign. Just in case you have more questions, I'm going to plug her in the description box so you can be able to see her or reach her. So yeah, so we had fun and did good at the same time. But I was one of the speakers at this Women's Day event, and I chose to speak about plugging yourself into opportunities. I wanted to say, ladies, most of the times we're in environments that could be good for us. We have opportunities pass us by because we're not able to plug ourselves. And I actually told the ladies, it's like squeezing yourself into a small space. So you have to, right? You have got to find a way to plug yourself, and you never know who's going to be useful for you, right? So these are some of the things I shared with them and some of the things that are on my heart to share with you on how to plug yourself into spaces, ladies and gentlemen, and also for the ladies, how to accept your feminine energy. So I'll start there. I promised myself for 2021 that something that I wasn't able to do the years before for different reasons, I'm going to do this year. Be more feminine. Now, before a certain group comes for me and says being feminine isn't about lipstick and high heels and pearls, I know. Being feminine is a lot more than that, but it doesn't hurt to start where you feel your feminine energy drives you, right? So because I was always a career woman, I always believed that if I looked at a woman who had a full face of makeup at 8 a.m., had her nails done, was dressed to the nines, waist cinched in, 6-inch heels, a good Birkin bag, like listen, at 8 a.m., I assumed you were idle. Because I'm like, how? What time did you wake up? To look good. You're supposed to not look good because that's what career women do. We just look meh. We look just blank. But I don't even know who gave me that assumption, but I think it was because when you're in a space where men occupy and you have to fight for your space, you don't want the men to have a reason to say, she's just here because she looks nice, or she's getting this promotion because the boss thinks she's sexy, or she's getting this because, of course, when she walked into the room, they had to give her the contract because of her face. You don't want that said about you. And because you don't want that said about you, you try to be minimal. Lip balm instead of lip gloss. You try to go with colorless on your nails instead of color. You try to just have your hair slicked back because that's normal. That's average. In fact, if you walk into a room, probably nobody will turn and look at you. So I fell into that notion for so long until I told myself, no, there's no reward for being average. So I got my nails did. Anyway, no, really, there's no reward for being average. So I looked around at my friends who were go-getters, career women, very well educated, their mothers, their wives, their business women. I'm like, but so how? Where do you get the time to get the curls in your hair? And they're like, you do. As a woman, they know you're supposed to get your time in, you're supposed to look good. There's no excuse to not look good. And so I started to just I was well groomed, but I started to just find out, what if I change my nail color? Will I like it? What if I do different hair? Will I like it? What if I change the lipstick color? Will I like it? And so that's my way of entering my feminine energy. I'm not saying my brain cells have reduced. It's just my way. So I like and love my feminine energy a lot more this year, and I'm going towards it a lot more this year. Please beware that we are still winning in the corporate world. We're still acing those businesses. We're still as intelligent as can be, but beautiful while doing it. Okay? Anyway, let me tell you how to plug into spaces. Let's say you got into a place, you work there, you have friends there, you are at an event, wherever you are in a space where you feel, I could benefit from these people, but where do I start? Networking can scare, even I don't know, the most bubbly extrovert, okay? I said to my friends and the ladies at the Women's Day event that one of the best things to do about networking is to always go for the stranger, but who is like you. So let's say you know yourself. You know that even if you're bubbly, you tend to speak too much, you tend to go off sometimes, that for you might end up telling people about like last year's problems in your life when they didn't really need to know that. Some of us maybe have that weakness. So if you know yourself, look around the room, even when people start to introduce themselves, you can hear who is going off tangent. They've introduced themselves, they answered what they was supposed to be answered, but then they veered off to even say how they've had a tough year and all of that. They're oversharers. If you spot one of those, that's the person you should gravitate towards, because they'll easily understand you, and as you network, you'll get to know a lot more about other people. So part of networking is to just go to familiar grounds, okay? If you walk into a cocktail or anywhere you're maybe at work, you're new in the place, if you're a quiet person who doesn't like to mix and mingle with people, there'll always be, if you look around and observe, the person who's just in their corner, doing their own thing. Gravitate towards that person. That's your entry into networking, okay? Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is vulnerability. A lot of times, especially with social media, I know a lot of us are influencers now, you're having YouTube channels, you're doing ABCD online. Being vulnerable is key. So one of my former bosses, a lady, left a company, and one of the men was sharing about how they're looking, to replace this person, right? And he said, Flavia, I prefer to replace her with a man because they're not emotional. They don't wear their feelings or emotions on their sleeves. They don't react to everything with tears and all of that. And I was kind of hurt by that, because you don't see the beauty in vulnerability. Because we're able to switch on emotions, you can tell and you can connect with us. So I'd like to tell you, do not switch off your vulnerability in any environment. I mean, control it. Don't be breaking down everywhere. But it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to share a sad story. It's okay to relate to somebody. It's okay to connect, whether you're a leader, connecting to people who you're leading, whether you're being led and you're connecting with the person who's leading you, whatever it is, vulnerability is such a key if you want to plug into any opportunity. That's how people see you. Do you understand what I mean? I'll take, for example, this YouTube channel. A lot of people who knew me before this YouTube channel didn't really know much about me. They'd see, I see her on TV, or I hear her on radio, but she's probably stuck up and proud and weird. She's just there. When I started to do the YouTube channel, I intentioned to be vulnerable and open. And because of that, you meet ladies who tell you, I connected with you on ABCD, or a client coming up and saying, please, I'd like to work with you because I felt it when you said this, So don't let go of vulnerability. It's very important. It really will help you plug into a lot of things. The last one for today, because I'll keep sharing, a few things here and there. The last one I want to share with you about plugging yourself into different opportunities is showing up. It's kind of like your CV, your resume. If you want to get a job, don't send your resume to one person and believe that's it, the job is coming. Or if this person says no to me, that's it, I'll never get a job. You tried one basket. put your eggs everywhere and see what happens. You see what I mean? So the same thing about opportunities. If you just expose yourself to many opportunities, then one is bound to bite. So I'm not saying that expose yourself in a sense that talk to everybody, everyone you meet, greet them. No. But if for example, how can I explain this better? Let me use myself. Maybe that'll ease things. I'm in the communications business, okay? And I suddenly want clients to come to me to teach them or to show them how best to communicate their brands and products, right? So I'm not going to sit here and hope the clients will dream of my name and my email and find me, right? So I go maybe online or wherever it is and I say, okay, who would be my best client? Who would be suitable for my business? And I list down a couple of things, and then I list companies or products that fit who my ideal client is. And guess what I do? I throw my email there, I throw my contact there, I call them for a hello, can we have tea and I explain what I do? I just expose myself to as many people as possible. I'm not saying they're all going to hire me, but just that one person says, I wasn't able to hire Flavia, but if you're looking for someone who does this and this, she's the chick for you, because I've exposed myself to many people. If people don't know you, you can be there. Let me tell you, we used to sulk. How can they give that job to so-and-so? I was better for it. Who knows you're better? Who knows you exist? See, that's the problem. They'd like to hire you. They'd like to give you business. They'd like to buy from you if you have a business, but they don't know you exist. Some of you have business pages on Instagram, but all I know is that I have your page as Flavia Tumsimi. First of all, it's private, so I can't even access it. Then your business page, you don't even talk about it on your page. So expose yourself. Let people know what you sell, what you do, everything. I know someone at work who sells clothes, tops for like corporate and stuff, and she always has some stash. I won't say her name because I don't want to get fired, but sometimes you're there like having lunch and she'll go like, this blue one looks nice on you. So now we know she's the plug. She's exposed herself because now she's like, this is what I do. Please remember, this is what I do. Okay, so guys, just put yourself out there, let people know you, talk about your business, talk about what you do, how you do it, like that. As they say in Uganda, young is a volume. Let me not even say that. Guys, I'm going to go, but thank you for always watching. Click subscribe, like, and let's have a good time.